The music inside the crowd was blasting. A heavy beat was literally shaking the floor beneath your heels. People around you were laughing, screaming, moving their bodies as if the night belonged to them and nothing else mattered. But you were sitting on a corner couch, your knees were crossed while your hands were nervously fidgeting with your phone. You were occasionally glancing at the dance floor where some of your old friends were dancing crazily. You gave them a faint smile, but there was no use as they were not even looking at you. You sat pouted. I wish Lily was there. If she was here, I wouldn't feel so lonely. You were missing your best friend Lily, who had gone to Busan visiting her aunt, and without her, this night felt empty, almost suffocating. One of your friends staggered towards you, waving her hand. Ye, Wayan, come dance. Don't sit there like a ghost. You forced a weak smile and shook your head. No, I am fine. You guys enjoy. They groaned, pouted, but quickly turned back to the crowd, forgetting you. You sighed in a relief, tucking a loose strand of hair behind your ear. The music kept pounding, but to you it felt more like a headache than fun. Just then a waiter approached with a polite bow. Miss, would you like a drink? He asked. You looked at him for a moment and then shook your head with a small smile. No thanks, the waiter bowed again and moved away. You leaned back against the couch trying to relax when suddenly you felt someone was staring at you. Slowly you lifted your eyes and saw an old man who was sitting alone at the far end of the club. His face was wrinkled and his brown eyebrows were messy. His eyes were fixed on you in a way that made you feel uncomfortable. You gulp, your throat suddenly dry. Why he is looking at me? You mutter to yourself, but deep down you were feeling little scared. Your body started to cover with the sweat. You quickly stood up and rushed towards the dance floor where your friends were dancing, in hope that the chaotic energy would shield you from his gaze. Hannah, you nudged your friend's shoulder. She frowned, looking at you from head to toe. Who are you? She pointed her finger at you, slightly pushing you away. You realized that she had drunken with teary eyes. You glanced at other snakes, oh, I mean friends, and they were also besties, just like Hannah. Some were enjoying and some were dancing crazily. You groaned and glanced behind to see that old man still looking at you, but now there was also a smirk on his face. You gulped in fear and rushed to the counter. Your heartbeat was getting intensively faster. What would you like to have, ma'am? The bartender asked politely. Can you please give me cocktail, something less strong? You said, stuttering. You didn't even know why you were doing all that. Maybe you were thinking that you won't feel alone this way. The bartender nodded quickly, mixing the drink. His hands moved with practiced ease, but neither of you noticed that the glasses had been accidentally swapped. He placed the glass in front of you. Here you go, miss. You forced a weak smile and grabbed the drink with your shaking hand. You took it near your lips, but it didn't smell like cocktail. You looked at the glass and then back at the bartender. You sure this is cocktail? The bartender gave you a confident nod. Yes, ma'am, 100% sure. You frowned but sipped it anyway. The bitter taste burned your throat. You gasped, almost vomiting, but forced yourself to swallow, slamming the glass on the table. Immediately, your head started to feel light, unsteady. You looked around with a blurry vision, only to see that old man still staring at you with those same creepy eyes. You groaned heavily and fetching out some money from your purse, you tossed it on the counter with trembling hands and rushed out of the club. Outside, the air hit you like an ice. It was chilly and cold, but your body felt hot. Suddenly, it started raining, a first rain of winter in Seoul. With tipsy state, you kept walking. Your hair was soaked. You gasped, hugging your arms around yourself. You tried waving for a taxi, but none came. The streets were neatly empty, the rain making it impossible to see far ahead, and then you felt it, a presence behind you. Your breath hitched, and slowly you turned your head to see that old man once again. He was stumbling. His mouth was open, as if muttering something incoherent. Your pulse skyrocketed. No, 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 you whispered, breaking into a run. The rain splashed against your face. Your heels were clicking desperately against the wet pavement. But your body was not right. You were feeling really burning, your vision blurred. Please, no, you panted. Somehow need to focus much. Your mind raced. You couldn't go home as it was too far from the club. Then, with blurry vision, you remember that Lilith's house was nearer to club, and to reach there, you would hardly have to walk 10 minutes straight. But in this condition, these 10 minutes were seeming like hours. With low gasps and groans, you kept walking, and finally, you reached the familiar gate. You knocked desperately, your tears were mixing with rain. Lily, open the door, please. Your voice cracked, broken, but there was no response from inside the house. Your mind was not working enough to remind you that Lily was not home. Your hand shook violently as you pressed the doorbell again and again. Please open the door, Lily. You said in a trembling voice. You didn't hear the footstep following you anymore, but still you were scared. Well, that old man passed out in the street nearby while following you. While your eyes were slightly closing at heat in your body, the door opened, you lifted your head, your black hair plastered to your face, and then you froze, seeing Lily's elder brother Jungkook. His eyes widened instantly and his jaw dropped. Seeing you like that, Wyan? He asked in a shaking voice. The sight in front of him was almost unreal. You were standing there, drenched completely. You swayed weakly, trying to speak. Jungkook, please. Your voice cracked almost a whisper. Jungkook eyes started around, his fist clenching as if realizing something was terribly wrong. What happened to you, Wyan? He asked, panicking. You shook your head, unable to explain. Tears slid down your cheeks, mixing with the rain, and then you collapsed forward. Jungkook carried you inside. He laid gently on the bed, his hand lingered for a moment on your shoulders before pulling back. He quickly turned on the heater to warm the room. Sweat mixed with raindrops, making your skin glisten under the dim light. Ryan, are you okay? He whispered, crouching down beside you. His dark eyes searched your face. You turned your head slowly towards him, your lips parting. Jungkook, come here. Your voice was faint, trembling. He swallowed hard, his Adam apples bubbling. What is wrong? Tell me. He asked cautiously as he reached out. I'm not feeling fine. He frowned. He knew something was not right, that you were under the influence of something. His jaw dropped while his body trembled. His eyes widened, he froze, his heart raced so fast it hurt. For years he had hidden his feelings for you. No, Ian, that's not right. You blink at him, your vision blurry. Don't leave me, stay with me. His chest tightened. His jaw was tightened. He liked you, but still he was holding back as he knew you were not in senses. When you were finally tucked under the blanket, he stood up and went to go to sleep. He couldn't sleep all night as he just laid awake the entire night and kept staring at the ceiling, battling his emotions, his heart in chaos. The next morning, the morning sunlight came inside the room with half open curtains. You sat up slowly, blinking in confusion. You were not in your bed, your eyes widened as you looked around. Your eyes immediately widened when you looked down. You flinched back in shock. Panic surged through you, your eyes filled with tears. You didn't want to believe it, but your surroundings were compelling you to believe. You scrambled out of the bed, rushing downstairs. You smelled the breakfast. You rushed to the kitchen to see Jungkook making breakfast. He froze his back, stiffened. Slowly he turned and looked at you. His eyes instantly turned red. You stared at him in a disbelief. His words rang in your ears, but your thoughts twisted cruelly. His eyes widened in disbelief. He glared at you, your voice trembling. Why an your mistake? You held your hand out for him to stop. Sobbing, you turned and ran upstairs to change into your dress, but your tears were not stopping. Collapsing on the floor, you clutched your chest and sobbed. I love him. I have always loved him. But now I hate you, Jungkook. After a while, you changed into your dress and rushed down until outside was sparing not a glance at him. Meanwhile, Jungkook sat frozen at the kitchen counter. His eyes started blankly at the untouched food. His chest was rising and falling unevenly. Suddenly, the door opened again and Lily walked inside. Opa! Her cheerful voice rang as she stepped inside with her bags. But Jungkook didn't even glance at her. He grabbed his car keys and rushed out. Lily frowned, confused. Opa? She was confused because this never happened again. Jungkook always warmly welcomed her, but today he ignored her. She noticed that there were two coffee mugs on the counter, which meant someone was also here with him while she was not home. Jungkook had never brought his friends at home as he didn't find it appropriate, and Lily had also allowed only you to visit her house. She thought for a moment and then pulling out her phone, she quickly dialed your number. Meanwhile, you were lying on the bed, your head was blurred in your pillow and your sobs were escaping your throat. Your mobile phone rang on the bed. You wiped your tears with your trembling hands and pressed the green button. Hello, your voice cracked. Hey Ryan, I just came back after so long. We have to meet tonight. Your throat tightened, you squeezed your eyes shut. I'm not fine, Lily. I don't want to go anywhere. Her tone instantly grew firm. What do you mean you are not fine? No excuses. We are meeting in a club tonight and that is final. I miss my best friend. You sighed with low heart and then said fine. At night, Lily stood in a club while bouncing on her high heels, while scanning the crowd until her eyes landed on you. Why? And she squealed by rushing to you. Before you could react, she wrapped her arms around you tightly. Ah, bestie, I miss you so much. You forced a weak smile. What happened? You don't look fine. Your lips trembled, your eyes grew watery, but shame clamped your throat shut. You couldn't tell her what happened now what when you barely understood it yourself. I'll get just a cocktail. You said forcing a weak smile and walked to the counter before she could ask you more questions. Two cocktails, please, you said to the same bartender. He looked up at you. You okay, ma'am? You frowned. Yes, why? He looked around and then leaned closer, lowering his voice. That night, I'm so sorry. The drinks had been accidentally swapped. You didn't have a cocktail. What do you mean? He hesitated and then said, you were given another drink instead. It was not meant for you. Your jaw dropped, the words seemed to freeze around you, the heat, the dizziness, the desperation. Oh my, so it is because of me that I just blame Jungkook. You whispered, your hand flying to your mouth. You staggered back from the counter, tears swelling in your eyes. You turned and rushed to Lily. Lily, I need to go somewhere. It is really important. But I'll explain later, you said and rushed towards the exit. Jungkook's office. Your heart pounded as you reached his cabin. Tears were escaping your eyes. Before you opened the door, his secretary came and blocked your way. No, ma'am, you can't. Boss specially told me to not let anyone come inside his cabin. Please let me in, you begged. She glanced at you with concern but shook her head. I will tell boss, but right now you can't. You know she won't let you go, so you quickly dashed forward and pushed the door open without permission. Jungkook! He was standing by the window. He turned around slowly, his face cold. Why are you here? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. His eyes glistened seeing you crying like that, but he maintained his cold composure. You accused me, Vayan. Do you know how much it hurt to hear that from you? Your knees weakened, you shook your head crying. I am really sorry. It is really my fault. I misunderstood. I was not myself. I thought you me. I was wrong. I am sorry. I should have not blamed you, Jungkook. Jungkook eyes filled with tears. You hurt me, Vayan. I know. I hate myself for it. I accused the person I love the most. Jungkook eyes widened slightly. He frowned in a way that he heard something wrong. What did you say? Your tears fell harder, your voice trembling but sincere. I like you, Jungkook. I have always loved you, but I was too scared to confess. Jungkook had arc seeing you breaking down. I'm sorry, Jungkook, please forgive me. He remained distant for a moment and then slowly he leaned forward. His tears were slipping silently down his cheeks. I was so angry at you, but even then I couldn't stop liking you. He whispered, his voice was trembling badly. I will never doubt you again, I promise. 2 days had passed, 2 long, heavy days without seeing Jungkook. You found yourself replaying the night in his office again and again. His steady eyes, the way his arms finally knew, the way your heart had screamed that it was finally home, but now the emptiness of not being around him was unbearable. You decided to meet him as you were missing him. After a while, you rang the doorbell of his house while adjusting your hair. Inside, Lily was sitting in the living room couch while scrolling through her phone, humming to herself when the doorbell rang. She said, and Carl Jungkook, who was sitting at the dining table working on his laptop, sighed. He adjusted his glasses slightly, muttering, Aish, she can't even move. He stood up and walked towards the door. The moment he opened it, his breath caught. Seeing you, it was you standing there nervously. Your fingers were brushing a loose strand of hair behind your ear. With red cheeks, she looked at him and smiled politely. Hi. Jungkook froze, his usually composed self faltering. A faint blush crept upon his cheeks. He looked down while muttering awkwardly, Hello. And then, unable to hold yourself back any longer, you leaned in. His eyes widened while his face turned bright red. But just as you quickly heard his heartbeat melted. Until, oh no! You both jumped apart instantly, your eyes widened, and you saw Lily standing right behind Jungkook. Your jaw dropped. Lily, you stuttered with your red cheeks. Lily's eyes started between the two of you, her hands covered her mouth. Omo, 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 are you two dating? Ah, this is crazy. Jungkook scratched the back of his neck awkwardly, his face red. Lily, calm down. But Lily was not calm at all. She squealed, jumping up and down. Ah, my bestie is going to marry my brother. You hid your face in your hands, blushing furiously while Jungkook smirked.